Okay, we're going to have a look at question 6 here from the David Anderson book. This one down here. So, first part of it is draw the planned elevation of this object when it's cut by the oblique plane. And then it's draw the true shape of the cut surface then as well as our last thing. Okay, so I have the plan and elevation set up just to speed things up a little. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I want to get an auxiliary elevation up here showing us the cut that I can bring it back through the views. So we're going to have to set an x1, y1 up perpendicular to that horizontal trace. So that's a horizontal trace and it's perpendicular. We want that x1, y1. x1, y1. I'm going to bring up all my points on my plan and I'm going to get my heights of my elevation then to complete the shape up here. Actually, before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the trace up there. Right? So we're going to continue on this horizontal trace till it hits our x1, y1. So that's the start point of my trace. Then what we do is we pick any point on this trace in the vertical trace here in the vertical plane. Pick any point, drop it straight down to our xy line. We're going to call that h there, so that's height h. We're going to project up parallel to that horizontal trace from where h hits the xy line. I'm going to extend this up and then I'm going to get this height in my elevation. I'm going to swing it here. That now is the cut plane drawn in the auxiliary elevation. Okay. Now I'm going to continue and just bring up all my points, getting my heights from my elevations. Okay. The apex is this height. Oh. I'm going to stick a sheet underneath this. Just so we can speed things up, we can continue. So it's quite a big drawing. Okay. So I need to extend on my vertex a tiny little bit, my apex. Getting the heights now, remember, from elevation. That's my apex. I'm going to extend on my cutting plane because it's obviously going to cut a bit more now as well than it's bigger. That's my cutting plane there. I'm going to get my height here for all the sides. So all the sides are the same height. That's the height of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw that across parallel with the x one Y one, because they're all the same. Like I'll be marking all the same heights all the way along there. That's my in point. I'm standing there. Standing there, and they all get joined into there. So if I'm standing here, seeing this is the point view, I'm going to see this edge, and this is the one that's missing here. So I can do this in and dot it. This is dotted where the cut section is cutting it, and then solid. 2 comes up here. Yeah, 2 is all getting cut off as well. So all this is dotted. 1 over here is dotted. Down here is dotted. Oh. This line here is dotted because it's at the back of the object. This line's full. And this dot to there. And then full across to there. And then so that's drawn in there now, the plan and the elevation of it, right? And the auxiliary elevation showing us the cut as an edge view. Now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to label these, bring it back here to our plan, drawing our plan, bring it up to our elevation, draw our elevation. So first thing anyway is to label our points. So point 1 is here, it cuts 2 there, 3 on that line, 4 up there, and 5 up here. Okay. It cuts point 1 on the straight, one of the straight lines up and down. So if I bring that back here, this is going to be point 1. So point 1 is just right on my corner there, for our plan anyway. Point 2 then, it cuts 2 on our straight one again. So point 2 is going to be down in this corner. Because it cuts, remember it's plan view, I'm looking straight down there. Point 3 then is one of my lines all the way around. So it's going to cut it like on one of these lines on the outside. Over here, this is where it's going to be roughly. That's roughly there now. We bring it down and we'll see where it does land. So 3 is here then, on this line. 4 is on one of my angle lines and it's on this angle line. So 4 is going to be here somewhere. That's 4, and 5 is the exact same with this one over here. So that's 5, that's 4. So, just draw these in. There, cross, just back down, and then this goes there, and across. So, that yellow section now is my cut in plan. To find the elevation, we do the exact same thing. Okay. I'm going to leave 1 and 2 just for the moment, okay? I'm going to deal with all my other points first. So I'm going to bring up 3 here. That cuts that line, so 3. Four is there. 5 is on the front one, which is there. Sorry, 5, 4, 3 bottom. 1 and 2 I'm going to talk about now a small bit, okay? So, what we're going to do with 1 and 2 is we're going to use our point projection method between planes to get where they are over here. So so it's on this line somewhere and it's on that line somewhere. We don't know where. What we're going to do, okay, we're going to carry these lines parallel to the horizontal trace till they hit here, till they hit the XY line. We're going to go straight up till they hit our vertical trace and just bring them straight across. Okay? Similarly, right, if you think backwards, where do we get the heights for this auxiliary elevation? Well, we get them here from elevation. So I could do the same thing if I wanted. I could get this height here, mark it here, get my height for 2 from my x1, y1 to where it's cut and mark it there. You could do that similarly as well, whichever you prefer. Now what? I'm going to get the heights here, just mark them, make it that smaller faster. So that's 1 there now, and that is 2. So 2, 1. Once again, join these in. That yellow part now is the cut section in elevation. Yeah. Now what the question asks me for is a true shape of that cut surface. So the easiest way I find to get these true shapes of cut surface is to set an x2, y2 parallel to that cut trace here in the auxiliary elevation. Bring out my points, and I'm going to be getting my distance from the x1, y1 back to planned in for that shape there. I think that's the easiest way to do things when it comes to getting these true shapes. So set up an x1, an x2, y2. So x2, y2 parallel to that cut. I'm going to bring out all of my points. Okay, I'm going to go back 2 views in, so 1 view, 2 view. So I'm going to be going from my x1, y1 back to my plan. Now, look at all this empty space I have here, the distance of my finger. I'm going to be drawing my shape way out over here then. I don't want that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a line parallel with the x1, y1 as close as I possibly can to that shape. Okay, so I'm going to go through. Look, I'll go through the very corner of the shape here. I'll be shortening it some distance. I'll still have empty space, but at least it'll be some distance shortened. And the name of that line is a datum. All I can do then is just get my distances from my datum line back to my plan, and that will give me the shape then. So that's 1. Across there. That's 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, and 5. So just join these in then. So 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 2, 3, 3 up. So that now, this part here in yellow is the true shape of cut surface. And that's the question completed there then.